For my oral presentation, I was tasked with the year 1978, which is a good year, by the way. A few notable things that happened during that year were the Yankees won the World Series, the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, Bee Gees came out with Staying Alive, Superman and Grease were in movie theaters, Jimmy Carter was our president, and from my topic, we were introduced to the Speak and Spell.
He's learning spelling with Texas Instruments Speak and Spell.
Rain. R-A-I-N. That is correct.
She's teaching her brother with Speak and Spell.
H-E-R. That is right.
They're learning new words with Speak and Spell. But don't tell them they're learning. They just think they're having fun. Speak and Spell for words, Speak and Read for stories, Speak and Math for numbers. From Texas Instruments, they make learning fun.
In 1976, armed with a $25,000 budget, a team of four made up of Paul Breedlove, Richard Wiggins, Larry Brantingham, and Gene France originally designed the Speak and Spell. One of the first in a long line of educational toys, Texas Instruments introduced the Speak and Spell at a Consumer Electronics Show in 1978. This gadget had an LCD screen, a keyboard, a synthesizer, and an expansion port to hold cartridges for games such as Hangman. But how did this simple machine change the computer world as we know it? Maybe it wasn't so simple. The development of digital signal processors, also known as DSP, inside of the Speak and Spell opened up a world of human speech being coded directly into computer devices. Using mathematical algorithms, a voice track could be embedded into computer chips. No more pull-string recorded toys and devices. By definition, DSP is the manipulation of analog information into digital. In Speak and Spell's case, it was the analog sound information that was converted into digital form. Robert Phillips, a radio DJ from Dallas, was chosen to record the speech sounds thanks to his clear monotone voice, and according to Texas Instruments, it marked the first time the human vocal track had been electronically duplicated on a single chip of silicon. Another important aspect of the Speak and Spell was the synthesizer that it contained. It was the TMS 5100, and it marked the first self-contained synthesizer ever created, and it was done for by Texas Instruments. Not only did Texas Instruments and the Speak and Spell have an impact on the computer world, it also had an impact on the educational world. Most educational devices should share features that include automation, immediate feedback, and self-pacing. The Speak and Spell had all three, using a contingency of reinforcement to establish appropriate spelling behavior. By definition, a teaching machine is an automatic or self-controlling device that presents a unit of information. It also provides means for the learner to respond to this information and also provides feedback by the correctness of the responses. Even though it was a breakthrough in educational devices, the Speak and Spell wasn't the first educational toy developed by Texas Instruments. The little professor was designed as a wise and friendly owl. He would give you a mathematical expression and you were supposed to solve it. If solved correctly, he would display as a message as a reward. Texas Instruments had over 1 million units on order in 1977, which prompted them to continue their educational devices, which led us to the Speak and Spell. One of the most interesting things about the Speak and Spell is that it offered praise for correct answers, but it also offered patient encouragement for wrong answers. Children of all ages found intriguing games to play on the Speak and Spell. They didn't know that they were learning, they just knew that they were having fun. Following the success of the Speak and Spell, Texas Instruments came out with two more models, the Speak and Read and the Speak and Math, and the popularity grew from there, ultimately resulting in different languages and also different accents. Well, what do you know? I got one and it works, so let's turn it on. Word zap. Level 1. Press go.
Zap the word backwards.
It's not backwards. It's not backwards. There's backwards.
Yes, the answer is backwards.
Positive. Positive reinforcement. So let's go again. And we'll get it wrong this time.
Zap the word back.
Back. There it is. So we'll get it wrong this time.
That's incorrect. The answer is back.
So, pretty cool. So how did the Speak and Spell change the computer world as we know it? It's a relatively simple device, very few components, but it changed the way the world perceives speech recognition. And variations of this can still be seen today, such as Siri. Siri, will I make a good grade on this project?
Interesting question.
It is. I can't wait to find out. Educational devices as toys. We see stuff all the time now. What is it? ABC mouse, things like that, even though it's computer-based, but everything is derived from original plans that were set forth mostly by the Speak and Spell. Music. We see it in music all the time. And if you watch to the end of this video during the credits, you will hear a song that has the Speak and Spell in it. And it's become an iconic piece of educational technology. It's referenced again and again, and it's been seen in Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. And here in a moment, I'll show you where else it's been seen. In closing, I'd like to thank you for watching my presentation on the history of the Speak and Spell, and I think we can all agree that it did change the computer landscape as we know it, considering speech recognition and educational toys. It also changed pop culture. We discussed that it was in movies, it's in music. But what good is technology if you can't hack it? You know, that's what the musicians did. It's called circuit bending. They bent the wires. They moved wires around, add switches to make different sounds, and that can be seen in music. Beck and Depeche Mode have both used that. We discussed it. You know, Toy Story 1 and 2 both had it, but I think the most famous hacking of the Speak and Spell was E.T. That's how he phoned home. So check it out. Thank you.
Discover.